All right, so I was having an interesting discussion last night with some people from the Discord. By the way, if you haven't joined the Discord and you're okay with using Discord, the link's down in the description below. Feel free to come on over and join. We have some great conversations over there. You don't have, to join in on the conversation and everything, but they're pretty interesting. Also, if you're unfamiliar with who I am, this is your first time watching, my name's Tyler. I go by Zaney online. Welcome. Hopefully you're having a good day. We were discussing last night the fact that, in my opinion, some people take security and privacy to an extreme. If you've kept up with me for a while, I genuinely talk about balance in life and in pretty much everything. And some people treat privacy and security in, the Linux community, the open source community, quite frankly, like paranoid schizophrenics. Okay. Look, you need to, when it comes to your privacy and security, you need to analyze your most likely attack vectors, the places in which somebody is going to attack you, and base your security practices around that. You probably don't need to, this is just a good example, and this is what we were talking about last night. And by the way, the background noise of Buddy chewing on my last pair of flip-flops because I left them out last night, I apologize for, but Buddy says hi. Look, when it comes to security and stuff, you probably don't need to be encrypting a VirtualBox install that you're gonna play around with and do stuff with. It makes more sense to, I don't know, secure and encrypt like this flash drive here that you're gonna be taking out in public and someone could easily grab and pull data from. It makes sense to encrypt this. Your laptop that you take with you to college, it makes sense to encrypt it. Your backups in the cloud, probably a good idea to encrypt it, as someone else has control over it who's not you. There's certain places where it makes sense to encrypt. Also, like your email, it's probably a better practice to use like something like crypttext or some other nice email service than Gmail, because come on now, it's Gmail. Do we even need to go in this? Like, of course there's a better practice. Your email is, again, most likely the attack vector that's going to get you in the end. It's not going to be someone hopping on your computer, diving into your VirtualBox install of Windows that you use for gaming and using that to get all of your personal information. It's probably not how it's going to go. You probably, now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't encrypt your desktop, because it's probably a good idea to do that. But in all reality, encrypting your desktop, you got to think about it. As long as it's not something that causes a major hassle for you, and as long as it's something that you can do and you can manage well, there's really no reason not to. But if someone's going to sit down at your computer and like brute force their way into it, the most likely person who's going to do that is like the government. And if we're being completely honest, it doesn't matter what practices you use. If your government, wherever you live, is going to go through and try to find information about you that you have, etc., there's literally nothing that you can do. And you should, as long as you understand that about your privacy and security, the more resources you have, the more difficult it is, or the more resources that the person who's going to try and get your data has, the easier they can do it. And at that level, you don't have any protection, and you really can't expect to. You can try, but still, no, you're not protecting against the government. But also, when you think about it, most likely that's not the attack vector that you should be worrying about. you probably should be worrying about more like likely stuff, you know, like someone stealing your address using like, I don't know, one of the pieces of software that you use to like capture your desktop, or you accidentally doing it on a live stream or something like that. Like that's more likely than someone just stealing your info from your desktop computer because they broke into your house. You know, it's just all I'm saying here is treat your security like you would, you know, anything else, with reason and logic. Don't let yourself get overly paranoid to where you waste time and make things very difficult unnecessarily. Again, there's nothing wrong with learning encryption, spending your time, you know, using encryption and all of these other types of things to save your security. I'm not saying don't be a secure person. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm just saying balance, you know, don't let yourself get to that paranoid level where you're just spending a ridiculous amount of time trying to protect information, and you're not even collecting and building information and learning because you're so busy trying to protect what you already have, you know? Like, let yourself explore, okay? That's essentially, that's all I'm saying. Anyway, Buddy is destroying his toy, having a great time right now. I'm gonna go hang out with him, and my phone's going off. Sorry about that. But I do want to go ahead and say thank you to my fantastic Patreon supporters, my patrons, okay? I can't ever get that right. But Joris, Joshua Lee, Gentoo is Fun To, Baked Juice, Papa Smurf, and of course, Matt from the Linux Cast. Thank you guys for your support over on Patreon. It's very much appreciated. Also, I've made some like dope t-shirt and like hoodie designs, like mugs, etc. for me, Matt, the Linux Cast. We've got some great stuff over there. I highly recommend you go over there and check it out. Matt loves Arco Linux, so I made a very, very cool Arco Linux designed hoodie, etc. Highly recommend you check it out. I'm very proud of the design. I think it looks awesome. You tell me. Yeah, so if you want to support us, that link for merch will be down there in the description as well. And yeah, Matt's real lucky because I'm paying taxes and he's just getting cash. So just in case you ever wonder whether or not Matt's a smart guy, he's pretty damn smart. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.